Welcome to Money Matters. This is Word of Faith. My name is Ansu. I have the pleasure of speaking to you today on a topic. And the topic of conversation is debt. The dirty D word. Can't even say dirty D word. The dirty D word in finances. The topic that often we put our heads in the sand and we try to avoid it. We don't talk about it. We don't tackle it. So let's tackle it today. So what does the Bible say about debt? In Proverbs, it talks about the poor being servant to the rich, and the borrower being servant to the lender. And really, we've got to see it in that way. We've got to see when we are in debt, we literally are in bondage. We're in bondage to the people who have borrowed us that money. Your hands are tied. And some of us have had that situation where the letters come through, the phone calls, the knocks on the doors, potentially the bailiffs. It's uncomfortable. But when you owe someone something, they have a right. It's uncomfortable, but they have a right to pursue you for what you rightfully owe them. And the thing about debt, the thing about financial debt, is that unfortunately it grows in size. You start with, maybe you take out £100, and over time it becomes £150. You take out £5,000, and over the duration of the loan term you pay back £8,000. And where's that money going? That money is going to the lender. That money is not going into your pocket. That money is going to someone else's pocket. But we'll come on to that. The Apostle Paul, he says, owe no man anything but to love him. He says, pay what is due, taxes, honor, pay it on to those who require it, who it's due to. So that's what the Bible says about debt. And again, we need to challenge ourselves, change our mindsets, confront the reality of what debt is. Debt takes away from the mouths of our children, the children of our community. Debt takes away from the next generation. The money that you are paying back with interest, the money that you are paying back to the lenders is money that could be going to our community, could be going to your children, could be going to establishing trusts, leaving a sizable inheritance that the next generation who have to pay for university fees can pay for, leaving aside properties, etc., etc. But when you have to pay debt, your hands are tied. There's an opportunity cost. There is a cost that you're paying now that somebody is equally again going to have to pay a price for. And if we confront that reality, if we realize that debt is robbing us of our future, then I think we can begin to address it and see it for the evil that it is. It's a gremlin who's stuck on your back, trying to tie your hands and bind you and weigh you down. Now, if faith is the opposite of fear, then debt is the opposite of investing. And when you pay back debt, you're not planting seed. If you invest or you pay into a charity, you are putting seed in the ground. Somebody will benefit. Somebody will benefit for the positive. The community will be enhanced. Someone's life will be enhanced. When you pay back debt, the debt as well as the interest is only going to increase and be profitable for the person who set up that system and who loaned you that money. So again, realize what debt is. Debt is taking money away from the mouths of your children. It's taking money away from the mouths of our children and robbing them of their futures. Finally, practical steps. Now we know what debt is. Now we have set it in our minds for the challenging thing that it is. And please don't get me wrong. We're not saying that all debt is bad. It's okay to get into short-term debt with a specific focus, and it's time-bound. You know that you have the capacity. In Luke it talks of who establishes something or starts something, not knowing if they have the money enough, the cost enough to complete it. Likewise with debt. We should never borrow more than we know that we can pay in a short period of time. So there are specific reasons that you can. I myself have a big debt, a mortgage, and that's for a reason, but I have a plan of how I'm going to pay it down. But there are practical steps that you can take. So you see your debt. Number one, confront it. Look it eyeball to eyeball. Face it. You are debt. I see you. Proverb talks about know the state of your flocks. So know what is that debt, how much, what's on the credit card, what's on the overdraft, what do I owe auntie so-and-so and uncle so-and-so, what about mum and dad, the money that you supposedly borrowed. And borrow does mean to pay back. Write it all down, make it plain, and then set a plan. And if you set a plan, how do you eat an elephant? Bit by bit, little by little, piece at a time. The same way with debt. Once you confront the magnitude, you become slightly less fearful. You now see it for what it is, and it's actually usually not as big as we thought it was. And even if it was, initially the shock comes, and then comes the reality, the realization, and then you put a plan of action in place. And in Money Matters, we'll be talking to you a bit about the strategies, the tools, the devices, the ways that you can tackle debt. And there are debt advisors out there. We are not advisors, or at least regulated or official advisors, but we can share tips, we can share strategies, things that we've used ourselves. For instance, I had a big overdraft, so what I used to do, I'd get paid my salary, and every month I'd cut down my overdraft by about £300-400. And over time, 10 months, £3,000 gone. No longer in the red when my salary comes in. Credit cards, I had a credit card, and what I'd do is I'd rotate every 9 months to a new credit card, between 9 and 12 months, to a new credit card that was offering 0% balance transfers or 0% on balance transfers. I'd pay a small nominal fee to transfer, but because of the size of the debt, I was saving £200-300 every month just on interest. And again, over time, I was able to reduce that. So look, these are the things that we will share with you at Money Matters. These are the things that we'll share with you in our resources, in our sessions, in our videos. And I hope that you come along the journey. I hope that you share it with friends and family. I hope that it challenges you and that you challenge others. And it's all for the benefit of the kingdom. It's for the benefit of your families, and it's for the benefit of yourselves. I'll leave you with this parting word. Brother Family, part of the Money Matters team, and you will see him in some of the videos, if not already. He impressed on me once the importance of legacy. And as I get older, as I get more aged in my years, I won't say that too often, I think about legacy. I think about what will my children think, what will be their reality, how will they pay their school fees, will they be able to get onto the ladder. I think about legacy, and right now, that small portion of debt that I may have had to buy a car, to buy a suit, I no longer want it. I want to get rid of it. I no longer want to give the banks and the lenders an opportunity to rob my children of a better future. So I encourage you to think on those things, act on these things, and join us in our journey. It's been Word of Faith. It's been Money Matters. I'm Ansu. God bless you.